This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
I'm in the Waal. We're from St. Francis, Kansas, and we're a center pivot dealership. By 2012, as we're nozzling a lot of sprinkler systems down, we started looking at ideas of how can we get this aquifer to a point that's sustainable. We started looking at some technology that was out at that time, and we converted our own farm into an experiment farm. And there we really get to push the limits on water conservation while at the same time trying to maintain profitability and still historical yields or increase yields in most cases. We've since went a little bigger than that. We have this year probably roughly 150 moisture probes out that we've installed for farmers, and we do a full farm water management system with them where we integrate not only the moisture probe but also their pivot technology into that, and weather data, crop modeling, and then make water recommendations to them once a week. And so how typically a season would look like is after the grower plant his crop and gets it up, we will go and install the moisture probe. We do a direct install method, so we don't want to disturb the soil any more than we have to because we want it to be representative for the rest of the field. At that point, we collect the planting information and the crop information. We plug that into a platform that we can track so we can really match our water scheduling with it very accurately. We sync this moisture probe also with his center pivot at that time if he's got accents, so we can real time see what he's doing with his pivot and relevance to where the probe is at. That really helps us adjust our applications. If we're seeing that they're penetrating the water too deep or not deep enough, we can really help them target their most active root zone. And then like I said, we make water recommendations every Friday, 4 more unless we've seen there was a significant weather event. And then at the end of the season, before they get to harvest, we will go and extract that probe. We collect all the data so that entire growth season, rainfall, growth, irrigation, scheduling, all that gets archived. And so we're always going to have that information to look back on. So the grower gets all that information, how much water he pumps, so we can evaluate that. And then next year we can use this kind of information over years to make decisions, making even better, and kind of learn from the evaluated experience that we had year before, and kind of try to build a manual, so to speak, for that specific field. We really have to take into account the size of the well, where it's located at, and if the grower is moving water between 2 pivots. A lot of those things play into there, and how long we can delay our irrigation. We have a tremendous opportunity to save water early in the season, and then especially at the end of the season when we start seeing we get into maturity, we know real time how much water is still in our soil, so we can try to make sure we utilize that and not just waste that away. So we're going to try to maximize that. That is a real good opportunity for us to save water too. Instead of over irrigating at the end, we can delay with confidence then.
I think also another thing we do is we don't slurry when we put our probes in. We go straight into the soil. We don't add extra water in and throw our readings off for the whole year. When you disturb the soil with extra water that's not present there all year long, it throws off your readings, which is also another thing that we try to be really accurate on when we install them too.
Yeah. If you are going to schedule irrigation for the whole field based on what 2 plants are seeing, it's got to be exactly what the rest of the field is seeing. We do EM the fields and try to find the most optimal probe placement that's most representative of that field. The placement of the probe is very, very important. And in the off season, we have 4 certified water technicians at our office. In the off season, we all get recertified, and we learn about properties, when it comes to soil and plants, and the relevance to that in water. Every year, whatever it's the newest technology at that point, we get updated on it. And every year, it just gets better and better and better as we have more advances in technology all the time.
Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.